All right. All right, I'm playing with the Corsair. This plane is just so much fun in VR. I mean, I have been having such a blast with it. Such a blast. This plane, something about being in the cockpit of this plane is just so much fun. Now, I don't know why, but it is. But this plane is real tricky taking off. As soon as the tail hook comes off the ground, the torque on this plane just, man, does it pull it. So it's hard to keep it on the runway, take it off. I've yet to land the damn thing safely. I either screw up on the brakes, turn it over, hit too hard.
Now ready at runway 34 straight out departure.
It is a trip.
0.390310.
It's just so cool in VR. Make no mistake about it. It is just so cool. And I don't have any of the weapons on it. Supposedly you can fire the gun, drop bombs. I haven't got the guns to work yet. I'm doing something wrong. But this plane is so much fun. Now, I did not buy this. I guess these features are not available on the marketplace. You have to buy it from Military Visionary Sims or whatever it is, their website. And you will have guns that fire and all that stuff. I haven't got them to work, but I'm sure they will. It's me doing something wrong. We're up here in Halifax, not Halifax, St. John's up here in Canada. And we're just screwing around here. You'll notice this thing has one hell of a nose on it. This is the Corsair, and I do have the black sheep livery on it. Like I say, but the plane is just so much fun in VR. It's just amazing. So, okay, let's see if we can get it off the ground here. And once we get it in the air, we'll go through the procedure to hopefully get the guns to fire. Because I'm doing something wrong. Alright, let's throttle this big 13-foot prop up. Whoa. And like I say, as soon as it, see it once, it'll jerk real quick. Come on over, baby. Oh. Okay, we got enough to get it off the ground. Try to wipe it in the grass. Like I say, it's real touchy landing it and taking off because it just has so much torque. And it's really, get the brakes up, or the landing gear up, trim down the nose here a little bit. Like I say, it is just, okay, we need to go forward in the seat a bit, just a little bit. That's not going to help, so can't go forward unless I play with the keyboard. This throttle. But this plane is just so much fun. I mean, the way it's done, the cockpit is just so cool that it actually, you can feel movement, but it's like you're actually flying an airplane in VR. It just is a trip. Definitely a trip. Really have fun just flying this thing around. It is amazing. As far as I'm concerned, they did such an excellent job in VR 3D. I mean, you get head rushes from spinning and diving, and it's like you really feel it. And you may think it's because, oh, you get shitty frame rates. No.
Tower frequency.
A couple thousand feet, I get 60 plus frame rates.
Center center.
Right on the ground, a few hundred feet, I get 40 plus in VR. So
Gander center.
It is just a trip. It just
Squawk
the
0654.
feeling of movement
Radar contact
in this plane is
St.
just
John's 1,000 feet. Altimeter tree 0 decimal tree niner.
it gives you head rushes.
Roger.
And it has dual turbo superchargers, dual superchargers that I haven't even played with yet. It'll do about 400 knots, I guess. Without playing with the superchargers, it looks like I can get it up to about 300 knots. So some things I haven't played with yet in the altitude here, and it just is so cool.
Gander, center.
Whoa.
Request clearance to transition Bravo airspace.
As we roll
Gander
it
center.
over.
Cleared through the Bravo airspace.
It's just like I say,
Clear
the
through
movement,
Bravo
the
airspace.
feeling of movement in this cockpit is amazing. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the position of the wings, the long nose, hell, the radio wire going up there, antenna. I don't know. Something causes this plane just to be cool as hell in VR flight. I would say that if you're susceptible to motion sickness, you probably don't want to fly this plane. And like I say, frame rates are excellent. So it's not that it's stuttering or anything, or at least it doesn't stutter for me. I don't think this would be a plane you'd want to play with on Quest 2 using their link. I think the micro stutters would probably make you sick. But this Rift S, it's plugged into my video card and it doesn't have any problem running these sims. And like I say, the feeling of movement you get when you fly this plane is just awesome. Of all the planes I've flown in this game and I have bought, this is definitely the most fun. And I don't know why. And like I said, it might have to do with the long nose out there. They have to do the positioning of the wings. You can see them regardless of where you look. It may just be the simple antenna going from back to front that you can see in VR. It is just really, you definitely have the feeling of movement all the time, not just when you're doing rolls and stuff. It's really cool. This plane is just a lot of fun for me. I have different strokes for different folks, of course. Come on. Whoa. Like I say, it's just a head rush. It's cool as heck. Alright, now we're going to try supposedly to get the guns to work. Let's see if we can get trimmed here where it'll fly straight. Is you have to turn on the switches. Come on, mouse, what's your problem here? Charge the guns. Whoops. Okay, let's get the nose back down. Okay, the guns are charging. Then you have to turn off your safeties. All your safeties. Okay, the guns are charged. Let's turn on the gun sight. And we'll turn it up so we can see the gun sight. There we go. See the gun sight there? Gun sight is up. Alright. Now, I'm on the default key binding for this tripping. So I'll have to look for the keyboard switch. Control W is supposed to fire the guns. And they are not firing. So I'm doing something wrong. or I have missed something in the instruction. Because that is the procedure to get them to work. And they are not working. Gun sight came on. But though you can't actually shoot anything, what you get is the gun flashes. And you can drop, if you load it with bombs, there is a procedure to go through to drop the bombs. But obviously there is something I do not have on. I don't know what it is. Come on, turn those back there. I do not know what it is. See, everything is on. That's the sight. Still get our position to alt. Let's try that. No. Guns just are not firing. So let's try to get center off. And I am hitting right Control W. That's what it says the fault is for the gun. So I'm just going to have to figure out what the problem is here. Go back to the manual, double check it, check some key bindings. Supposedly the fire switch is the same thing as rudder control on the float plane, which is Control W. So I'll have to check it. I don't know what its problem is. This plane is just so much fun. And you notice you hear it hum when you're outside the plane. Hear that? Now you get that about 260 knots. If you get less than 260 knots, you don't hear that whistle. Now I don't know what it is. It's possible the plane actually creates that sound once it's going so fast. Something wiggling, could be the air coming off the antenna. The plane actually does that when you're in third person. It is a good looking airplane. God, it's just so much fun to fly in VR. Let's do this when I hit the ground. Better hurry up. Ah! Alright. That didn't work out real well.
Tower ready for straight out departure at runway
Yeah.
34. Altimeter tree 0 decimal.
Alright. Let's try this again. Like I say, as soon as the tail comes up, this plane does weird things. And it is ready to rotate. As soon as the tail comes up, it'll fly. Just needed 10% flap, 10 degrees flaps, 20 degrees, all you need. As soon as it starts coming up, you need to be ready. See, you got to catch it. If you don't catch it, it'll veer in a hurry. Like I say, this dual radial engine, it's got lots of torque. Gear up, change view. Change view. Change view. Huh. I might not have it turned off. Might not have it turned off. In for the surprise. So you don't hear that whine until you get up to about 260 knots, I notice. I've put quite a few hours on this, and I haven't. This first time I've straightened it, and I'll eventually figure the guns out, figure out what its issues are. Now we're picking up enough speed. You hear it? say it could be the noise from the wires off the antenna. The wind's whistling over it, creating a hum. Now, if that's true with the real airplane, I don't know. But as soon as we drop
Leaving
the
my
speed,
airspace frequency change approved.
that'll quit. Say
Tower
using the
frequency change.
superchargers, the plane's capable
Standard
of
center is type 4 miles
little over
northeast of
400
St. John's,
knots.
minus 1,100 feet. Request flight following.
Gander
First
Center.
military aircraft made that was actually capable of doing 400
Squawk
knots.
1066.
Radar contact 4
First of
miles
the
east
bunch.
of St. John's, 1,100 feet.
And
Altimeter
this is a
30
carrier
decimal
capable
39er.
plane. I haven't put it
Roger.
on my carrier yet, but it was used, Navy used it for carrier operations. And it has tail hooks in the cockpit and all that stuff. Change it. Oops, have it on, can't do that. Boy, this thing, it trims funny too. It's just, the manual tells you to trim at about 125 knots. And then leave it. Trim it at 125 and then just you have to actually fly the plane. That's what the manual says. Of course, I've never actually flown one, so I don't know what's true, what's not true, but I'll take their word for it. This is not a plane you can just let go of and it'll do its thing. You can't trim it. It doesn't stay trimmed. Well, not when you're flying at different altitudes. It definitely affects it differently. I don't think there's any reason to try the guns again until I figure out if I'm missing a switch somewhere. Maybe there's more switches that I'm missing. I don't know. That's a left-hand release. Those are the bomb releases. And supposedly they actually release, but once again, there's no damage done. Nothing. It's just that if you get it directly from the creator, their website, you have more options to be able to do in the plane than the one that's released in the marketplace. So if you want the plane to be able to do all the things, buy it from the website. Don't buy it from Microsoft. They probably don't like me telling you that, but that's what I have read, and that's why I bought it from the manufacturer.
Expect RNAV Yankee runway 34 approach via LETAC transition cleared to LETAC WestJet 626.
Like I say, I'm sitting here flying this and swerving, and I feel every bit of it in the VR headset. And I'll give you a quick look at what we're getting. This close to the ground, I'm getting 45 FPS. Another 1,000 feet, I'll be getting 60. And that 40 holds up no matter if I'm at 1,000 feet or if I am a couple hundred. It doesn't drop anywhere below 40. And I see the barometer is off a little bit, and I got Kitty in my way. Look out, little girl, I can't see through you. So we'll reset the barometer.
Gander center. Request clearance to
Turn the
transition
altimeter
Bravo
back on.
airspace.
Gander Center.
Yes, I know.
Cleared through the Bravo airspace.
You want to fly too.
Cleared through Bravo airspace.
But it is just a trip of being around. Make no mistake about it. This plane alone is going to force me to buy a G2. I can just imagine how much fun it would be if I had a crystal clear HMD versus a little bit of screen door effect. It is so much fun. And I don't know, maybe it's because the long nose on the plane why you feel so much. Now my co-pilot's got to get situated here. She does that and usually takes a chunk out of my shoulder. Will you cut that out? She wants attention. This plane is just fun to fly and be on. For me. I don't know that if everybody else gets the same awesome feeling of actually flying. Of all the planes I fly in this simulator, this has been the most enjoyable, just because it feels like you're doing it. I think it's just amazing. As you can see, they really detailed the cockpit supposedly is study level. If it was on the airplane, it's in the cockpit here, and everything works. Go through a cold startup, it's quite complicated. You have to, if you choose to do that. I like to cheat nowadays. I'm too old to worry about cold starts. I don't actually fly anymore, so I like to be able to get in and just start them up. This is supposed to be a basic claim. I don't know. I've never been in a real Corsair, so I don't know if it is study. Somebody who's actually been in them, I guess, would have to be the one to verify its study level. But it sure looks good. And it is just fabulous in VR. Got my aviation aircraft above us. And I think it's got something like 20 different liveries. All of them are real. This happens to be the Black Sheep livery, but there's all kinds. Navy liveries that the Navy use. There's squadrons. I think there's 21 of them maybe. So you really get a choice of what you want to fly with. And you'd think maybe they're all the same, but they're not. They definitely painted them up different depending on the squadrons. Navy, Marines.
WestJet 626, keep speed not above 210 knots. Keep speed not above 210 knots, WestJet 626.
It's just, got pretty good range with the tanks on it. I think about, almost 1,000 nautical miles. So you can actually take pretty good sized trips with it if you choose to. I have yet to land this plane safely. I either screw it up, let the torque get me coming in, I can't get the flaps down right, the flaps in there right, I'm too fast coming in. I get it on the ground, then I try to brake and I turn it over because this thing is real squirrely, and I guess that's true in real life. People had trouble taking off and landing in this aircraft. It's real easy to dump it over on its nose when you're landing. It just barely tap the brakes. It seems like it takes off. Maybe a little calibration problem issue on my end there. But yeah, I have yet to land this plane in one piece. I have had, and I haven't, made tries to get it down. I just, about flying it, and then I'll land it, try to land it. I'll eventually figure it all out. I just not really care. It's not like I'm really dead. It's not like I'm likely to ever get in one of these. be prepared that you will have to learn how to. It's easy. It's not too bad to figure out how to keep it
500 feet west jet
going down the
626.
runway, taking off. You figure that out after a few tries. So basically, as soon as the tail hook comes off the ground, you've got your hands full. You really got to pay attention to it when it transitions to where it's ready to take off. And it doesn't take a whole lot of speed to get it off the ground.
When inbound.
I haven't looked up what the rotation speed is, but basically your tail hook comes off the ground, it's ready to fly. With only 10, 20%
Tower on
flaps.
120.6 west jet 626.
The more flaps you use, the quicker it will take off with what they're playing. And you can take off with full flaps if you're on a really, really short runway. I guess that was ideal. But hell, it takes off really quick regardless. Trying to, short tail. Like I say, it's real touchy landing. Trying to keep it slowed down. And then as soon as you apply the brakes, it's so easy just to turn it over on its nose.
Traffic is 1
Just
o'clock.
see how far back the
4,500
landing gear
feet
is
generic.
from the nose, long nose of the plane. It's front heavy.
Traffic in sight.
So it'll turn over real easy. A little longer, there's one load lining up for you. Like I say, this is the most fun I've had with any plane in here, and I really enjoy flying in this thing. It's easy to roll it over like that instead of getting a full loop out of it. A lot of it is the camera does not give you a true view.
Traffic is 11 o'clock 3 miles at 2,600 feet generic. Report them in sight.
Got them in sight, right in front of them.
Traffic in sight.
Gander Center West Jet 626 is missed approach at St. John's.
And that's where we're
West
at.
Jet
That's St.
626,
John's
you are 2
International
miles
down there.
northwest. Climb and maintain 5,000 feet. Keep speed not above 210 knots. Expect RNAV Yankee runway 34 approach via BIV2 transition. Clear to BIV2.
Is he coming in? Is he missed his approach? Looks like he's climbing.
Climb and maintain 5,000 feet. Keep speed not above 210 knots. Expect RNAV Yankee runway 34 approach via BIV2 transition. Clear to BIV2 West Jet 626. West Jet 626 traffic is 7 o'clock 2 miles at 3,400 feet. Report them in sight. West Jet 626 have the traffic.
Following you.
Traffic alert. 11 o'clock less than 1 mile 2,600 feet generic. Report them in sight.
Got him in sight.
Traffic in sight.
WestJet 626 traffic alert. 6 o'clock less than 1
slow
mile
down enough.
2,800 feet. Report them in sight.
Completely off the throttle.
WestJet 626 have the insight.
Oh no, he's on by 6. Probably cussing me. What the hell's that fool doing? I'm trying to land. I don't care. Yeah, it done messed up his approach.
WestJet 626 descend and maintain 1,500 feet.
Looks like he's going the wrong way. He's still climbing.
Descend and maintain 1,500 feet WestJet 626.
He's still climbing. Don't care what they told him, he's still climbing.
WestJet 626, you are 6 miles southeast of St. John's. Contact tower on 120.6 when inbound on the approach.
Well, he's still climbing, so the runway's over there. You can see the lights.
Tower on 120.6 WestJet 626. Traffic is 11 o'clock 3 miles at 5,100 feet generic. Report them in sight.
Traffic in sight.
Don't see nobody on my 3. Don't see nobody. Yeah, if he's going to hit that runway, he's going to have to drop in a hurry. He's way up there for that runway. Probably mad at me on this, people. It's a nice little bay in here, isn't it? This is probably where the hotels are. Yeah, I'm sure those are hotels. Nice little bay. Change it. Just keep forgetting I don't have my voice attack on. Whoa. Get back up there, buddy. Get back up there. Yep, just a fun little aircraft. In VR. It's fun on the blacktop. Whoa, shit. Whoops. Okay. Alright, we're going to leave it there for now. I'm going to go back and read the manual again, figure out what I'm doing wrong about the guns. I'm going to try anyway. So we're going to forward quit. But yeah, I just want to show everybody the fun little plane. I did have, I wonder, oh, I didn't have it set on Microsoft Flight Sim. That's why it wasn't working.